Join me to paint these beautiful birds using negative painting technique in watercolor. To create a stencil for the bird, draw a triangle shape on a waste watercolor paper and then curve the two corners of the triangle. After that, draw the beak and tail of the bird and then cut along the edges to create the stencil of the bird. Let's begin our watercolor painting process. First step is to wet the paper. After wetting the paper using light value of cerulean blue, I paint the first layer. If there is excess water collected near the tape, wipe it using a waistcloth and then allow the paper to dry completely. Once the paper is completely dry, use the stencil to draw the birds. Here I have drawn 3 birds. We need to apply a second layer of paint. To do that, we have to wet the area surrounding the bird sketch. I am using cerulean blue to apply the second layer of paint. After applying the second layer, if there is any excess watercolor pigment collected near the tape, use a waistcloth to wipe it away. Then allow the paper to dry completely. Once the paper is completely dry, use the bird stencil to trace the outline of the bird onto the paper. After drawing the birds, we need to wet the area surrounding all the bird sketches because we are going to add a third layer. Now paint the areas around all the bird sketches using indigo pigment. After painting with indigo pigment, tilt the board slightly to allow any excess watercolor pigment to collect near the tape. Then carefully wipe it away using a waistcloth. Once again, allow the paper to dry completely. After the paper is completely dry, let's take one last step to add some more birds and fill in all the remaining empty areas. We are going to add a fourth layer using wet on dry technique. This means I won't wet the paper, instead I will paint around the bird sketches using a mix of Payne's grey and indigo. Now allow the paper to dry completely. Once the paper is completely dry, we need to add branches using the lifting technique. To do this, dampen the area where we want to add the branches using the tip of the brush. Then using a tissue paper, gently press on the dampened area to lift the pigment and create the branches, as many as you want. Use clean damp brush to moist the area where we have to lift the pigment. We have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this painting process as much as I did. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more video demonstration like this. See you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.